Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Peter Thiel and his thoughts about Bitcoin and what he might also think about crypto. You know, Peter Thiel is quite a thinker, and the way he thinks influences the way you think. His ideas sometimes help shape a view or a world that it's difficult to get a grasp on. And there's a lot of YouTube videos that you can go check out. A lot of his past talks. I highly recommend it, so go check it out. And recently he came to the Bitcoin conference not too long ago, and he obviously was critical of a lot of things. Some of the things he was critical about was obviously inflation and how, we've had the highest inflation for a long time, and it looks like it's going to be staying and sticking around. The inflation that we see are in two areas that are quite heavy and detrimental as food and energy. Inflation is a story that's not a secret. Everybody knows about it, and it seems it's only going to grow. And he also actually came out against ESG and called it a hate factory, where, if you don't know what ESG is, it's a new investing measurement where companies have to follow. But the method that they want to do it is very interesting. It sounds good, and it should be good. Environment, social, and governing standards, I think, are a good idea. But some of the methods to get all of this done is really interesting. Anyway, what's interesting is he sort of threw punches at a lot of people, and obviously Warren Buffett was an interesting one. He obviously has quite a list, like BlackRock and Leonard Fink and Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan. I think a lot of people, however, took a bit surprised when he came swinging at Warren Buffett. If he came swinging at Warren Buffett, you could get an idea what he thinks about the old money. Might as well throw in Charlie Munger because he's always there with Warren Buffett. In any case, the most important thing for me personally, for the takeaway, was his thoughts but with crypto. He compared Bitcoin and crypto, and he obviously believes Bitcoin is here to stay, but he's not too sure about Ethereum, it seems, and which is surprising, because I really think Ethereum, has a place to stay. I really like Ethereum, what it's trying to do, and we'll see how that unfolds. I think Peter Thiel was just giving his insight of what he thought about the future. He actually invested in different projects like Bitpanda, Vault, BlockFi. Obviously, there's a lot of criticism in those projects right now, but it seems that maybe he believes in Bitcoin, a little skeptical of the others, but he's throwing everything against the wall, trying to see and help if anything can work or not. In any case, there's a lot of two sides to Peter Thiel that people have perspectives about, but the main one that I want to focus on is basically Bitcoin and crypto. Are the Bitcoin maximalists right? Is everything going to be surrounding Bitcoin and the others aren't needed, or is this going to be a world with different projects that do survive, that do different things? Bitcoin maximalism is a video I'll do somewhere else. It's not lost on anyone. It's one of the first things that people learn about, I think, in this space. I can see good reasons why the Bitcoin maximalists go on their way. What's interesting is there's also the other side that criticize Bitcoin and why it's not a good idea. You do see Bitcoin maximalists come back. That's an ongoing drama and different views that continues since the beginning all the way to now. In any case, what's interesting is somebody like Max Kaiser, who is a very notable Bitcoin maximalist, obviously thinks that crypto is not going to make it. Peter Schiff is another good example that none of it is going to make it. I don't know what his thought process is for this. Peter Schiff, somebody that doesn't believe anything will exist. He doesn't believe Bitcoin and crypto and none of it will exist. But if you get to understand his worldview, then it'll make better sense why he has these sorts of perspectives. And so there's multiple videos about him debating everybody and why all of it is going away. And the Bitcoin maximalists have been trying to get him on their side. My worldview is that it's here to stay, so it's a little bit more simple. I'm trying to figure out, does it have to be either or? Is it really going to be either one way or a different way? And how that unfolds is through fours, are we going to have different layers to this? I'm hoping for the different projects like Life in a City, where different people are, coming together to make things happen, but a lot of people are not going to buy that kind of comparison, but I'm hoping for such a thing. In any case, Peter Thiel, he wrote a book 0 to 1 to give you an idea of the way he thinks, and this is what I'm trying to figure out. His thought process obviously gave light to the issues in society today, a lot of the downward path that the United States is going. He's been talking about stagflation for a long time, and that the US tech sector, although seemingly improving, is actually stagnating. And we have another notable figure, Nouriel Roubini, who believes, Bitcoin is not going to make it. He's actually in the Peter Schiff camp too. He came out with an article talking about stagflation as well. One thing I do see a confluence, regardless of your view about Bitcoin and crypto or none of it, only gold, the stagflation story is still here, which is interesting that there's no confluence in whether the cryptocurrencies will stay or not, which I'm really hoping for, because when you look at all these different projects and what they're trying to do, the vision that they see, it's interesting that people have different visions, different perspectives, which is good. I thought there was going to be a bit more a unilateral perspective on this, but it seems that it does not, and it will not. It's understandable why the Bitcoin maximalists keep saying everything's a scam, because with the recent debacles, you name it. We had a project that was on the top 10 and it just crashed and died off. We had a big lending people that seemed like a trustful bank, and then they just all went down. We've had different groups that seemed they were at the top of the world to really make big changes or help big pushes that just disappeared, and I mean that literally. People can't find Suzu and Kyle Davies, and so I was hoping and preferring a world where there was a lot of different networks that can link up to each other. And I know that there's a lot of criticism for quite a certain amount of networks that is there any worth to this, and is this actually genuine? I don't know. But I am keeping my eye on it to make sure. I see that there's a lot of different problems that might be arising, especially in the NFT space. But I guess we'll see. Maybe it's a bigger thing than people realize. Now this girl is I didn't know who this was and understand why what she was doing until I found out later on what people were talking about on Twitch, how these young males are sucked in, and kudos to her. I think that her business acumen, good job, but I feel like she needs to be stopped. I don't know. I feel like she needs to be stopped in some way. In any case, that's a different topic. Aside from things of that sort, we do see a lot of industries looking into the space and trying to find if there's any good uses, and it seems to be growing. Healthcare use cases seem to be rising. A lot of people are testing it. A lot of countries are testing it for using it for land and whatnot, and NFTs seem to be used. People are trying to figure out if this is good certification, better than paper, and the music industry seems to like it. And the recent Ukraine issue is where a lot of people found crypto to really be a lot faster. And so again, are the Bitcoin maximalists right that crypto is a scam and all of that can just be done with Bitcoin? Maybe not now, maybe in the future. I'm not quite sure where this goes, and I'm not, have insight on how things might unfold in the future, not regarding to crypto. But it seems that maybe the future can be shaped and molded, and if that's the case, then maybe you who's listening can forge a future that maybe people that would want and would prefer. But if it seems that if anyone just takes all the narrative as is, nobody's going to get anywhere. It seems that people are going to have to maybe form their own narratives, shape their own narratives and put their own, thoughts and perspectives into a world that might come out the other end as they see fit. That's what I'm hoping for when it comes to this crypto stuff, is that it's a world that's really good. And there's a lot of things that are happening right now, obviously, which is really bad. Everybody can see we're in a time period where it's going to be very tough. Different countries are failing, different countries are struggling. It's more than what people are used to. Some would argue it's more now visible than what people are used to. But what other choice do we have except to keep pushing forward and not giving up? And so that's why hopefully the future, although difficult, in the end will be the exact future that everyone has been hoping for. A reminder, in order to do that, the people that are hoping needs to be doing. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you guys liked it, give me a like. If you guys have any opinions, let me know, and I'll see you later.